Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of The Pitching Point. My name's Alex Ollie and I'm joined this week again for a bit of a Christmas special this time. As you can see, I'm in the White House. I'm not dressed up as anything Christmassy, but Kate, Costas and Benjamin all have their Christmas gear on. Costas, what are you dressed as, mate?
I'm bad Santa, the only Santa worth being.
Okay,
Not good Santa, bad Santa.
okay, cool. Kate and Benjamin, you're just coming with some festive cheer or you
Well,
coming in
we have a
character
ban
too?
on product placement, so I decided to wear that.
Well done, Benjamin.
I don't want to be accused of, placing a product.
I completely agree with you.
Yeah, me too.
No
We
product
have
placement.
principles. We
Yeah.
have principles.
We're not
Love
selling
it.
out to the corporates.
No, we would never do that, would we? Awesome. Cool. Well, look, guys, lovely to see you. You look great in your festive outfits. So this week we've got Emma Bryant. Emma, welcome. How are you doing?
Yeah, good, thank you. Good, thanks.
So Emma, for those of you who don't know you out there, tell us who you are, what your role is and the business you work for, please. And maybe even elaborate on the kind of people you sell to too.
Okay, so I, as I mentioned, it's my 4-month anniversary at Cluster, which is it's my first ever BDR role. So I work at Cluster, which is a really exciting revenue analytics platform, and our whole value prop is basically that it's built on the community. So the people we're targeting are sales and revenue operations leaders, and we just felt that there was this need to really harness what they were doing really well and put that into a platform. So the whole thing's basically being designed by them. So what I get to do is go out and chat to them about what's going well, what's working for them, and what basically they'd like in a tool. So that's what we're doing, and they're an amazing bunch of people who just really want to learn. So I'm loving it, really.
Very, very cool. Well, congrats on the 4-month anniversary. I'm sure Rory will be watching very keenly to see how this all goes. So good luck. But look, for those of you who don't know, let's tell you how it works, right? So Emma's going to have to navigate 4 challenges and be scored on each round. At the end of each round, the total score will be added and shared on the Pitching Points live leaderboard. As I always say, it's like Top Gear meets Dragon's Den meets Strictly Come Dancing. Okay, so lots of fun to be had. Hopefully you'll leave this with a lot of good tips from your coaches. The goal here is really simple: help you improve your sales skills by being pushed to the point of melting whilst having fun. Alrighty, so let's get into it. Kate, what are we doing in round 1?
Okay, so round 1 is Coach's Den. So right before this session, Emma emailed me, so done a research and is prospecting me with an email. I've not read it. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to read it out live so you can feel my reaction to it. And then we're going to see whether or not she's going to get a next step from each of coaches today. So let's
very, very cool. Let's see this email.
Share my screen. Okay, so can I have a thumbs up? Everyone can see my screen. Oh, I just know straight away that Benjamin's going to love this. This is extremely targeted at me. Who's its and what's its? Kate, you might think your collection's complete. But you might like to be part of our world. That's just lovely. Ben, I'll explain in a minute. To explain in a format I know you'll appreciate. Situation, you're balancing a load of responsibilities. Problem, you don't know if your processes are the best they could be. Implication, despite working hard, you can't relax. And I bet your cockapoo, Jesus, have you been in my house? And I bet your cockapoo can sense your tension. Need payoff, find the source of intelligent revenue analysis. We've built a community-led platform to bring the best analytics designed by revenue and operational leaders into one place. Now it's your turn to explore that shore up above. Are you open to learning more about your part in this world? Thank you, Emma. First of all,
that means nothing to me.
That means nothing to anybody else, but you know what? That's absolutely wonderful because it means everything to me. So let me explain. I put a post up the other day because The Little Mermaid is my favorite Disney movie and I can sing all the songs. All the lines in this relate to The Little Mermaid.
Oh,
so
seriously.
Oh my word.
I'm guessing as well that you know that I'm a qualified spin trainer.
Yeah.
And that spin is my thing. So you've structured it in a situation, problem, implication, and need payoff. So that makes perfect sense to my mind. It's short and snappy. The cockapoo thing, you know, that's weirdly stalking. But I sense probably you've seen her in the background. Let me
dived into your Twitter.
Oh God, wow. So let me say, it Snap got me. Like immediately my attention is there. But let's break that down into whether or not it's got my attention to be interested in what you're selling versus just interested in engaging with you on a backwards and forwards. So you've got my attention. I think, yes, you're pinpointing a little bit of my pain.
Yeah.
I'm still not quite clear on exactly what you're solving on a more specific perspective. So
Okay.
like, what am I solving? What will make my life better? Yes, you've got intelligent revenue analysis, but so what? What's that going to uncover for me, and how is that going to give me that need payoff?
Yeah.
However, I think you've got me into a hook of a conversation.
Okay.
And I think if you can just solve that bit, I'm in.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Benjamin, I'm going to hand over to you because I bet you've got a very different perspective.
Well, like I say, I don't understand any of the references because I don't think I've ever watched The Little Mermaid. And if I had, I certainly would have.
Yeah, you watch it weekly, mate.
But I may end up watching it this weekend now with my daughter. So I like the brevity. The personalization I quite like, obviously, because it appeals to Kate. She knows what you mean. So that's very good. So I don't have an issue with that. I quite like how you've used the spin, actually, the situation, problem, implication, and need. I would pepper it out just a little bit. I would be a bit more specific on a specific type of responsibility or area. So that's quite broad. If you narrowed it down, what are chief revenue officers most likely statistically to be really annoyed or frustrated with? And I'd try and pinpoint it rather than be broader. We've built again, you don't vomit too much, which is nice. You don't go into a great amount of detail. We've just managed to fix this is basically what you're saying. So it's out of 5, isn't it?
It's in or out, Benjamin.
Oh, in or out.
In or out.
I'm gonna say I'd be in if I understood the references. I would say I'm in. Yes, I will give you an in for this one.
Thanks.
Nice. Costas.
I really like the format. I like the spin. Very well. It's very familiar. I would say that it doesn't resonate with me because I'm not quite sure what problems they have. So don't take this to heart. But I really like the way it looks. I'm not a huge fan of hyper personalization. I mean, Kate obviously likes it. I don't know if I would read it, but I would say that it looks good. The process, how short it is, draws my attention, but it didn't engage me because I don't have the context. So I would say that I'm out. I don't think that I would have understood. I'm trying to read it now. What would be a problem that you're addressing?
Yeah.
And I just don't see it. But the structure is great. So if you work on the situation, problem, implication, needs, payoff a bit more and make it more meaty, absolutely, definitely you would attract my attention. But with this one, I would have to say no.
Yeah, sure. So in terms of probably increase the problem substance more and actually reduce the personalization a bit. So like reshift.
Well, the personalization, you did it for Kate. So I would keep that personalization. If you can personalize to that extent, keep on doing it because it will resonate with that individual. Yes. And I would say the structure is very interesting because it's spin, right? Yeah. So if I understand spin, it will definitely attract me. I just don't know if this is enough. What you wrote is implication, problem, and need payoff. If it's enough.
Yeah, sure.
But I think the structure is good. But on this one, I would have said no. But you've got so many good points to keep.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, Emma, the hyper personalization on this is amazing, and I teach my BDR team how to do this all the time. So you've got the bit that I call 2 elements of it, right? It's show me you know me, which you've done here. You've shown Kate that you understand her. I love the spin thing. I think that's great, by the way. But you haven't done the second part, which is what I call whiffing. What's in it for me? Right? You haven't really connected the actual problem. You said we've built a community-led platform to bring the best analytics designed by revenue operation leaders into one place. The good bit is the open-ended, like, are you interested in that? But you haven't connected
Yeah.
the what's in it for me to the show me you know me, and therefore I don't really understand the problem. I would have probably been like, great email, but we're all good, because I probably would have brushed you off with an objection like that. Whereas if you said something really compelling that is, you know, Kate is a CEO, it could be the same for like a COO. This is the real problem that I think we can help solve for you. Are you interested in this more? That's where you'd actually turn this into what's a very good email into an exceptional email. I think if you just worked on that bit, this could be unbelievable. My question to you is, how long does it take you to research that and then write the email?
I went on LinkedIn, saw the Little Mermaid post, and knew immediately I was going to do that. Luckily for me, I know the song as well quite well, so I didn't even have to look up the lyrics or anything. Which I don't know if I should admit that, but and then obviously I saw the spin thing, so I thought easy, like sandwich personalization, spin structure, that's good. And then I sort of bashed it out like that, and then tailored it quickly before I sent it. And I also think, going back to my process of writing, I wrote it out, thought it was too long, and then made it more brief. But now we're looking at it, I think actually that's just really open-ended. Like, you're balancing a load of responsibilities. Well, so is everyone. Like, that's so, you know. But yeah, I confess I probably wouldn't do every single email I write as personalized as that.
It's a very good email. Yeah, what I teach is the 3x3. Find 3 things in 3 minutes that you can personalize and then have that structure. The bit that most sales leaders don't teach their team, by the way, is how do you turn the show me you know me into something compelling that solves a problem to get a natural response. And I think that's something that you can certainly work on. I'd actually say, if it were me, I'm in, by the way, but I just wanted to give you that little bit, because if you can turn that bit, that's where you go from getting responses into getting meetings.
Yeah, for sure.
But great structure. The spin is a great structure. I've never seen it done before.
Spin is gold, by the way.
Yeah.
Well done.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Right, well done. Okay, so you've got 3 out of 4 of us in for the next step there. Well done, Emma. And just to be clear, you're the first one to get an I'm in from Benjamin.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've had the best
first time for everything.
You've had the best structure so far, and the most briefest and least vomity.
And also, you didn't have any emojis, which Benjamin hates.
And no emojis.
No emojis. Get the emojis out.
I'd like an emoji, but I think on email, that's where I draw the line.
Not to a serious person, no.
Not to a serious person. You want a serious person like you, Benjamin?
We're talking about Kate, right?
Yeah. Okay, you can think of the Kate, yeah.
Let's be aware that you're all dressed in Christmas attire, so we are clearly very, very serious people. All right, let's move on to the second part. So, Kostas, what we got up next, mate?
Now, Emma, you have 5 minutes, 50 seconds. Get an appointment with Alex.
Okay.
So you will go
by the
through.
way.
Sorry.
He's easy, by the way, to get an appointment.
Absolutely, he's a softie. So
hey, I'm in the President's Club this week.
Go through your normal process.
Okay.
But you stop when the timer stops. Okay. So the challenge is to go through your process and get the meeting in 5 minutes, 50 seconds.
Just to be clear, I have to say yes before 5 minutes 50.
Yeah.
Do I actually go through and say, okay, these are the slots we have available, and you say, yeah, this time at this day, and that kind
as long as he says yes, I'll take the meeting.
If you get the time, but you just got to get him to say yes before 5:50.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you start now. Alex has just picked up the phone, and you go pitching him. Start pitching him.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Hello, Alex Ollie speaking.
Hi, Alex. It's Emma Bryant from Cluster. How are you doing?
Hey, Emma. Yeah, I'm all right, thanks. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. So I do appreciate it's out of the blue, but do you have 32 seconds for me to tell you why I called?
I've just about got 32 seconds, yeah.
Okay, awesome. So we've been interviewing over 200 sales and RevOps leaders across SaaS, and what we found are 2 key themes that I'd like to run you through today. So first of all, while forecasting has come a really long way, there is an appetite in our community to get hold of a system that can really deliver accurate forecasts so much earlier on in the sales period. And the second thing is the community wants to know how to create a spine, which is built on those 4 sales levers that drive predictable revenue, that would enable them to roll out initiatives that actually hit one of those levers, and it's visible to everyone. So how does that translate into your world?
It sounds like you've done a lot of research. So hats off to you guys. Yeah, I mean, look, forecasting for us isn't too much of an issue at the moment. We don't really we're within about 5% accuracy already. So I'm just curious as to what what it actually is that you guys might be able to help with.
So we collect practices from the community. So how do you forecast at the moment that's driven you to be so successful? That's awesome to hear.
Well, just being overall badass, but apart from that, well, look, we break it down by two things really, right? We measure the weighting of pipeline by stage and then forecast that based on the historical data that we've taken. So be able to see anything from stage 1 to 6, and then give them a weighting per stage and matching that against an average time in stage. But then also we have a secondary element which allows us to go through a commit, best case, and pipeline weighting, which is also giving us that backup and fallback, which is a bit more manual, but allows us to do it in a war room format, let's say.
Yeah. How did you know that that was the best thing to do to get you within 5% accuracy?
Just had to test and measure it as we went. It's probably taken me about a year to get there, but I'm in a pretty happy place with it.
Oh, amazing. And how's the impact of that been on the whole sales team to have a much more successful forecast?
It's allowed reps to focus on the right deals, I suppose, but mainly for me, it just allows me to know when I can hire more and how I can keep growing.
And does forecasting fall solely on your shoulders?
No.
Who else is involved in the forecasting process?
So I've got two sales leaders who report into me, one in the US and one in the UK. Is there a reason you ask?
Yes, I'm curious because of the reputation that obviously comes with forecasting and the pressures that you might feel. But obviously, if you're talking to other leaders, it's great to hear that you're finding something successful through that.
Yeah, if I could save a bit more time here and there, it would probably be a good thing. But as I said, like forecasting for us it's fine. But it's not too much of a problem right now.
Okay, and does the second challenge resonate with you at all?
Remind me what the second challenge was.
So is it being able to build a spine that's built on the 4 sales levers that means you can roll out an initiative that will directly impact one of those levers and it will actually be visible to the whole team?
I don't really know what a spine is, to be honest with you. Tell me more about that.
So a system where you can basically drive out a system that will hit one of those levers. So it will bridge across the whole lot, which is what I mean by spine. Something that runs through the whole team and hits those levers.
Yeah. No, I think we're not a massive business. You know, I've got 11 account executives, so it's not too big at the moment. Maybe we're not quite the scale as the other revenue leaders that you work with. I don't know if that.
Yeah, possibly. Are you looking to grow?
Am I looking to grow
as
my
a company?
Sales team?
Yeah, the sales team.
Absolutely. I want it to be a unicorn.
Okay, and do you think your forecasting process can get you there?
I think so, yeah. I genuinely do. Yeah, it's got us to where we are at the moment.
Okay, so it allows you to plan how far in advance?
Doesn't allow me to plan more than 3 months in advance.
Oh, okay. Do you think that's something that's possible to increase that visibility?
I would love to get that visibility.
Okay. Do you think that would have a better impact on being able to hire and secure funding rounds?
Possibly, yeah.
Okay. And do you think that would have a positive impact on the team and the CEO?
I am the CEO at the moment.
Okay. But yeah. Do a bit more research then.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I didn't expect you to know that, but yeah, look, I think this sounds great, by the way. I'd love for you to send me some information on it, because I think I need to take a look at the spine and the 4 levers that you're talking about. I probably need to review that a little bit more. So can you send me some information via email, and then if it is something of interest, then I'll just respond back to you.
Okay, sure. Obviously, I know that emails don't get responded to all that much. So is there anything I can answer right now?
I just want to know more about how the cluster's spine, the 4 levers work. So that's the main curiosity for me.
So essentially it's about alignment in one word, and basically how you can do things that will directly impact.
Yeah, as I said, yeah.
I was like, I've bottled this.
Oh, no. How did you find that?
It was good. It was weird having people right there. I was like,
yeah, I can appreciate that.
And it's difficult to, when you've got someone obviously that's like, oh, I'm happy, you don't want, you're like digging for something that's wrong, and it's quite weird to get them to start thinking about things that are negative.
Yeah.
which is always a difficult one.
Okay, I'm going to give you one thing that I think can help you fix that in a second. But I'm going to let Benjamin, Costas, and Kate go first, and then we'll come back to it, and then I'll give you feedback as to how I felt.
Okay.
All right, Chief, you're up first.
Yeah, listen, Emma. First of all, well done for doing this. Right, it's not easy, and testament to how Cluster train you guys. You're the second person from Cluster that put themselves forward. So
Yeah.
I really love that. It says a lot about the culture of the business. Now, in terms of like the process, it's apparent to me that you're someone who can actually pick up a conversation. You're easy to talk to, great upbeat personality, and you have a structure, right? That it was obvious that you were following the structure, which is based on spin. You were trying to find out if there is an issue, what implications. You've asked a couple of questions.
Yeah.
It did take you long, and you find out, for example, that maybe increasing the visibility after 3 months, it would be valuable to Alex. You ask you said, is it possible to increase the possibility? Where it should be like, would it be more valuable? What can you do with increasing the visibility? I just felt that the one thing that I will say, when you finish the call, you were trying to get an appointment, and he asked you to send me some information. I would really, because it sounded as if the call wasn't going anywhere.
Yeah.
I would try to figure out if this guy will ghost you if you send information. If there is any reason for you to send the information by saying, look, the call didn't go as I expected to go, or I've got a feeling that the call didn't go as I expected to go. If I send the information, will I be wasting my time? Just trying to engage them, see if there is something that you said that maybe got their attention. And that would have been my feedback. If you don't feel that it's going the way you're going, just trying to figure out, is it worth continuing the conversation? There's nothing wrong with you saying, let's not continue the conversation or end the conversation. What you don't want is to waste your time with people that they're just nice. They just don't want to say no to a nice young girl like you.
Yeah, I like that. I've definitely felt that I want to work on those questions where you just kind of call out the fact that it's not going that well. And even an outcome where he's like, to be honest with you, this is just not interesting to me at all, then that just saves everyone's time, and that's still, still an answer.
Exactly.
Which is great, yeah. Okay, thanks.
Out of 5, Costas, on this intro discovery pitch, next steps and close. Where are we at with that?
Listen, you obviously didn't get the meeting, but I think that you have a process there that you can actually work. It's just that Alex threw you out by saying, well, my forecasting is like, I don't know, 90% or whatever it was. But because there is a process, because you're so upbeat, because I think you know your product, and because you've only been 4 months into the job, and you actually came here to deliver this speech in front of all of us, I would give you a 3, because I feel you deserve definitely points.
Oh, thanks.
Benjamin is you. Whenever you're in doubt, Benjamin is you.
Right.
I love that. Benjamin's the fall guy.
Very good, Emma. Well done. Good for participating. It is hard with people watching and listening.
Yeah.
Although I hear that all the time, which is weird, considering most salesmen are salespeople are in a sales room full of salespeople, and somehow they become shy when they have.
I say my argument is that I've always worked remotely.
Okay.
Very good.
Well, I'll give you that. I'll give you that, because it's weird with salespeople. So I get embarrassed or nervous. It's like, how is that possible?
Yeah.
So, a couple of things. One, never ask someone how they're doing.
No.
It's a pointless question. Whenever I get asked it by a salesman, I always say my mum died last night to see what the reaction is. And do you know what most do? They carry on as if nothing happened. They go, I'm sorry to hear that. Look, anyway, the reason. So why are you asking? So and what it does is it triggers in the head of the person set lines. Oh God, it's a sales. Fine, thanks. We already have that sorted. So they're already shutting you down in their head. So it's a terrible way to start a call, asking someone how there is, because nobody cares. Don't ask a question you don't actually genuinely want to know the answer to.
Fair.
The other thing is, I could see what you were trying to do, but what happened is, again, most salespeople confuse a prospecting call. What you want to do is try and get this guy emotional. And the only way you're going to do that is to talk emotional hooks that could hook them in their world. And what you did, you fell into the trap of talking about yourself straight away.
Yeah.
And I hate that when someone starts, I'd like to talk to you about Now imagine it's Friday night, you're allowed to go back to the pub and you see the guy at the bar you're attracted to. Would you walk up to him and say, look, shut up. I want to talk about me for the next 2 minutes? What are the odds of it going the way you want it to go? Pretty slim. So try and hook him. Think, what would this person be likely to be frustrated or worried about right now? Because, and it's what we fix. Try and hook them with that. So go after that approach. Your questions, you could see the conversation wasn't going anywhere. And you could see you were struggling to try and get it back. You were trying to find some emotion. And towards the end, it was interesting because you started asking questions to try and challenge him. But as I was listening to them, Alex is being very nice. As I was listening to them, I would have started to get slightly annoyed with them now because it felt like you were challenging me. You can't challenge me unless you do it in a specifically nurturing way. And your questions are good, but you weren't leading them down. You were just going sideways as opposed to down a particular channel. So, and when someone gives the fateful words, can you send me some information? It is a kiss of death. It is don't beg. Try to leave with some dignity, you know? I'll give you a line, because whenever somebody says to me, Benjamin, can you send me some information? I'll go, look, I'll be upfront with you. Whenever somebody says that, that's just a really nice way of saying sod off. Is that what's happening here? And they'll say, yeah, I'm not interested. Fair enough. That was a lot easier. And I'll just move. I'm going to waste time sending an email to someone. If they do say, send me something, go happy to. You do realize, though, that if I send you something, I'm going to call you back. So are you sure you want me to send you it? And then they go, no. I thought, so, well, why not just say no then? You see, do you know how hard it is to get someone to say no to you? Anyway, so very good. Avoid jargon. You said spine. He had no idea. Don't ever use jargon.
And then turns out I didn't know what that was either.
No, avoid any form of jargon, because he was willing to admit he didn't know what it was. A lot of people would just nod as, yeah. They won't admit, particularly if you talk to a CEO. A lot of them don't admit they don't know what you're talking about. So they'll just say, okay, fine. Yeah. So no, so what am I doing now?
Out of five, Benjamin.
It's going to be a 2, sorry.
No, fair enough.
2.
Wow. Thank you, though. Good.
Anything else to add to that, Chief?
No,
Well,
it's.
if you want to call me the new chief, I'm more than happy to take that crown.
There can only be one.
I'll do a better job than him. We don't need
Chief Kate. Chief Kate, what would you like to add?
Chief Kate, I'm just gonna reiterate. I'm going to reiterate and take 2 pieces that Ben just said and link them. You use jargon. Jargon's got nothing to do with emotion. Okay. Talk to them in their language. You lost me at all the spiny malarkey, and it was silly. So that's got nothing to do with emotion, how I feel and what the problems I'm trying to solve. Saying, does the second issue resonate with you? Assumes that he's got any recollection to what you said at the beginning of the call. Be careful about referring back like that. I liked all the implication questions. I love I like the impact on forecasting. You're starting to pick at the scratch. That's really good. It's raising it up the hierarchy. And I thought you were really, really warm. For me, again, just because of the second issue and the jargon, I'm going to give you a 2 out of 5 on that one.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, look, I think this was alluded to by the first chief, the chief earlier. You have a really good way of comporting yourself. Like, you're a very natural speaker. You've got a good pace, good tone. I think that will lend itself in your favor anyway. The thing that it does kind of get under my skin a little bit is when someone says you've got 32 seconds, and then after 30 seconds they're still talking. I'm like, how about stopping? Go, look, here, I've taken 30 seconds of your time. Like, can I keep going? Like, are you good to keep going with this? It's such a small thing.
Yeah.
One of the things I really pushed back on was like, hey, look, my forecasting's great. And by the way, my forecasting is great, but it's never going to be pristine. And one of the questions I found that's worked really well in the past is, all right, so it says it's great. Looks like you guys are growing fast and everything. How would you rate it out of 10?
Okay.
Probably rate like maybe 8 out of 10. Now, that 20% gap, do you want to see what 10 looks like? Because I think based on other businesses who are in hyper growth mode, who are in the B2B tech sales enablement and marketing space, have found that if they did this, they're going from Series A to Series B, that they were able to do this. Feel, felt, found, give that social proof. And then I'm like, oh, okay, because that's when you were sort of, excuse me for saying floundering, going back to under the sea, Little Mermaid. Love it. Yeah, I've seen it too. But bring in that relevant social proof that's going to help you in this situation. You need to have that in your back pocket, but only use it when it's relevant. Don't use generic social proof.
Yeah.
But I think you did well. You got a good opener. You're obviously fighting hard for it, but actually sometimes you do need to kind of go, you know what, this isn't working out right now. But you need to give yourselves those tools and just say, talk in normal language. Don't use jargon. I still don't know what a spine is.
Yeah.
Like if you don't know what it is yourself, don't use it in your pitch.
Yeah.
What are you scoring, Alex?
I'm going to give you a 2 as well.
Thanks.
Not bad, like really good start. I think for someone at your stage of your sales career, actually very, very, very good. So you're on the right track. You're on the right trajectory. Keep going.
Okay.
Just keep. Like, if you need to role play it with your peers, role play it. Tweak those little bits. I think you can get it to a 4 or 5 pretty quickly.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much.
Alrighty, now round 3. Benjamin, what are we doing?
I'll just explain before we start. So first of all, who's Cluster's biggest competitor out of interest?
Clary.
Is this part of the game?
No, it's not. It's not.
Oh.
I just need
Clary.
to know.
Yeah, Clary.
Clary, right, fine. So the purpose of this is salespeople have a habit of answering questions before they know the reason why it was asked, and it can land you in a lot of trouble. So the art of not answering a question, but answering a question with a question is it's an acquired skill. But also you got to ask the right question in the right way, because do it wrong and you'll upset or piss somebody off, and it can end the conversation. So this round is you got 60 seconds. I'm going to start off, we're midstream through a sales meeting, and I'm just going to chuck out a question you would typically probably get asked. And your job is to respond to that. Try not to answer it instantly. Think, oh, okay, how do I try to understand what it is he's trying to hear before I give the answer? And if you can get me to tell you the truth, you can give me the answer. But you've got to find out why I've asked. So we can start the timer whenever Kate gives us a hand wave. All right, so Emma, tell me, what's the biggest difference between you and Clary?
That's a good question. I get asked that a lot. Why do you want to know?
Well, because we're looking at Clary's system.
Oh, you looked at Clary. Good. What's your favorite thing about Clary's system?
It is the ability to forecast effectively, and it's the metrics in the database that they provide with it. So I'm just interested to know how you differ.
Yeah, as I say, valid question. Have you looked at any other of our competitors out there?
No, Clary's the only one I know of. Are there others?
Yeah. That is an interesting question, because it's not. I don't normally get asked that question actually. But
I'm surprised. I thought you get asked it a lot.
Yeah, as I say, why do you think that there would be lots of forecasting tools out there?
I don't know what you mean. What do you mean?
Do you think that there would be lots of forecasting tools in the space?
Well, I don't know. I only know of you two, and I just wanted to know what you thought.
There we go. Oh, my word. I nearly exploded.
It's tough, isn't it?
It's really hard, and it's just like, because the human nature is just like, I want to tell you.
Yes,
I know.
Program. Yeah. So this is. You notice I was always able to flick back to you, no matter what you said to me. I could flick it back. And so a couple of tips in. If somebody asked me that question, what I go, that's a great question. No one ever asks me that. Help me out then. Have you had a chance to talk to any of our competitors? Yeah. And when you spoke with Clary, what was it about the forecasting that you particularly liked? Okay. And if we were able to do that and you believed it, what would you think? Okay. So is that key to your decision-making process? Is that level of, and that's how I dig. It's quite hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you did
I think
that.
you did well.
I started to panic.
Asking back,
saying
why and is that important to you? And what bit? I love when you said, "What bit is your favorite bit?"
Yeah.
You know, that was really good, actually.
Okay. Well, I found myself saying, that's an interesting question. And I was looking for alternatives to, yeah, that's a good question. And then saying something else. I thought, I don't want to sound like a robot who's just constantly saying, great question, say something else. It's got to be natural. So
That's actually the problem is it's how you deliver the question is just as important as the question. And there's only so many times you can say to somebody, "That's a great question," before they
and they're like,
it.
"You're lying."
What's the consensus? What's the consensus on how many questions Emma actually answered there?
I don't think she answered any.
0. Okay.
I don't think you. I think you actually did very well, but it was entertaining to see how you challenged it. But I don't think you actually answered any questions.
Awkward as hell, but
awkward as hell.
Yeah. So
yeah, I'm just gonna stall a little bit here because I know I'm on the clock.
And that's it. See, if this is happening, if this is like happening in the real world, your prospect's going to be watching you, and it's going to be bad. You know.
No, I mean, I've lost my job in the real world, but for the purposes of the game.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a really learned skill, but if you can master it, it'll change how you sell, because getting to the truth is we're out. That's all I'm here for, is to find the truth, and prospects never want to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
Your job is to get it, like a good psychiatrist. Well done, though. Good job for participating. It was tough.
Yeah, I like the exercise though. It's good.
Yeah,
good. As you say, life skills.
Alex,
very cool. All right, team. So, what are the scores at the moment then, Kate?
Oh, you want me to? All I'm going to reveal is you've got an absolute opportunity. You recovered so well in that round, Emma, on points. You've got the chance to get to top of the leaderboard. It's all about the points you earn in Beat the Chief, and you could get to the top of the leaderboard here.
Goodness, I thought that was way out of the window with the cold call.
Yeah.
Okay, Emma, are you ready for Beat the Chief?
Yes, so I need to is it Kahoot?
Yeah, a second. All right, let's go into it. I'm just gonna get my screen up. Okay, this is my favorite bit, to be honest with you. This is like just because I get to watch Benjamin not know how to use his own phone. All right, we've got the noise, we've got the sound as well, team. Got some beats. Emma, are you enjoying the tunes? Is this distracting?
It's nice.
A little bit?
Wait.
Okay, I'm going to call it out for you guys. Go. Blue, green, yellow, red.
Hang on, I haven't got my name yet.
Green, yellow, red.
Yes!
Benjamin's in first!
Yes!
Right. Green, blue, yellow, red. Green, blue, yellow, red. Changing now. Okay, ready? I'm going to give it 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. It's about to change. It's going to change. Go. Red, yellow, green, blue. Red, yellow, green, blue. Red, yellow, green, blue. Oh. Chief, come on, dude. You've done this so many times now. All right, it's about to change. Go. Yellow, green, red, blue. Yellow, green, red, blue. Oh, Emma's in.
Jesus.
Give yourself 4 seconds, man. Give yourself 4 seconds, man. It's about to change. It's about to change. Yes, there we go. He's in. He's in.
The only chief.
The only chief. All right, team. We're going to start. Let's kick it off. Emma, are you ready to play Beat the Chief?
Yes.
Do you know how this game works? You know how this game works, right? You will be asked a series of 10 questions, right?
Okay.
It's not just getting the answers right, it's the one, you've got to get them right fastest as well. So if you get all 10 right, and you get them right slightly faster than the chief, you win. The chief might not win.
Okay.
We'll see.
Is there a topic, or is this
It's all about sales.
all about sales? Okay.
It's all about sales.
Could be about like the royal family or something.
Okay. All right, we're ready to go. 3, 2, 1. Okay, true or false? 30% of B2B buyers are millennials. True or false?
You turn the sound down, Alex.
Yeah, it's hard to hear.
Yeah, all right. Okay, so 2 out of 2. Let's see who got it right. Okay, so far the only Chief and Kat got it right. Benjamin and Emma didn't quite get that right. Okay, let's go into salespeople spend just 1/3 of their day actually talking to prospects. What percentage is spent entering data? 25%, 12%, 17%, 5%. So according to a HubSpot report, what percent? Oh, hello. Okay.
Jesus.
So 17% of our day, apparently, according to HubSpot, is spent entering data. You got this one right. Can't see anyone celebrating yet. It's almost as if he knows the answers. All right, 3 out of 10. What
Boys are
percentage
all
of
day.
buyers watch some form of video content during their buying process? What percentage of buyers look at video during the buying process, according to Google? The 63, 48, 70, or 25%? What do we think, team? 4. For all of you said 48%, it's 70%. 7 out of 10 will look at some form of video. If you're not using video right now, whether it's one-to-one personalized video or just a video on your website, get using video, team, because it's key. All right, true or false? 1 in 4 buyers want to discuss budget, authority, and timeline. 1 in 4 want to discuss that. Is it true or false?
Want to discuss it.
Want to. There you go. There's the key. 5. Oh, here we go. We're neck and neck. Let's see. Oh, the chief is. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Right, we've got to hunt him down. Everyone take a breath. It's all good. Okay. True or false? Did I catch you at a bad time makes you 40% less likely to book a meeting? Did I catch you at a bad time makes you 40% less likely to book a meeting? Oh, very good. Very good. Shah, come on. Right, Emma, you're on the board. Congrats. Got a long way to go, but hopefully we can hunt down this chief. All right. Question 6. What percentage of salespeople exceeded target last year, according to Mark Wayshek? 16%, 41%. Mark Wayshek.
That's a very wild guess.
All right, let's see who got that one. Okay, the chief is on a. Wow, this is mad. Okay, Emma, didn't get that one. All right, you ready for? We've got 4 left. We've got 4 left. That you can still do it. If you get these next 4 real quick and the chief gets them all
you've
wrong.
Still got a chance.
Come on.
Okay, come on. Here we go. What do salespeople rank as their top challenge in sales? What's the top thing that they think is the biggest challenge for them? Is it getting leads? Is it long sales cycles? Is it competition? Is it driving urgency? It's driving urgency. Let's see who got that. Emma got it. The chief got it too. Is he too far in the lead? Might be. Emma, let's get you up that leaderboard. How many calls on average does it take to actually connect with a prospect?
I know that.
How many? Thanks, chief. Let's see if you know it, man. 22, 16, 18, or 20? How many? How many? Boom.
Shit.
The guess.
Yes. Yes. I know that.
How do you know all these pointless statistics?
HubSpot.
How do you know all these?
HubSpot 2020.
Oh, you read HubSpot's report. This is where it all comes from.
Yeah, the clue's in the brackets. Well, not the clue. It's that says the source.
I've got to.
Alrighty, come on, guys. 2 left. What percentage of salespeople ask for more than 1 referral per month? According to Brian Tracy.
Per month?
Percentage of sales every month. What percentage of salespeople ask for more than 1 referral?
Wild guess.
10%. 1 in 10. 1 in 10. Who got this? Who got this? Oh, Cac and Benjamin got it. You 2 asking for referrals? Always asking for referrals. Okay, final one. What is the optimum number of discovery call questions to ask? So when you're doing your discovery, what's the optimum number of questions you should be asking? According to Gong, 11 to 14, 5 to 7, 3 to 4, 8 to 10? The answer is 11 to 14. 11 to 14. Okay. All right, team. Sound back on. You ready? Okay, so in 3rd place. Benjamin, 2nd place.
Oh, man.
Chief, absolutely crushed it. Dude, that was your highest score. I like to say well done, man.
Undefeated.
I'd love to say you did really well, but I don't. Right, look, well played, Emma. Didn't quite make it on the podium. Very, very valiant effort. Kate, one of the final scores, please.
Enough with the music. Only Benjamin likes this music. Only Benjamin likes this music.
All right, let's stop sharing.
How many questions did Emma get right?
Like 1.
No,
3. You got 3 right.
Oh, did I? Okay, good.
You got 3 right.
Turns out my gut reaction was wrong quite a lot.
Oh my goodness, people. You will not believe what's just happened to the leaderboard. Where do you reckon you placed, Emma?
I think I'm at the bottom.
Okay, can we get the leaderboard up, please?
Yeah. Can we have a drum roll, everybody, please? If I can actually work out how to share my screen. Oh, we've lost Benjamin for a second there.
That's okay.
He lives in the sticks. Don't worry about it. He's lost internet connection. What are we?
drum roll. I haven't
Oh.
moved Emma up, but what you'll notice when that
Oh!
moves up is that Emma's just moved to the top of the leaderboard.
Oh, well done.
Emma, so
How cool is that?
Nicely done.
How did that happen?
it's always good
Benjamin's
when you
question
really
time.
believe in yourself.
Well, it makes sense because you did very well in the first round, then strictly didn't go according to the plan. But the question time, I think really you killed it.
Oh, she's leader, 47.
Yeah.
Oh, he's back. He's back.
Yeah,
Thank
my
God for that.
Sky cut out for momentarily. Don't know
Not on
why.
Skype, Benjamin. No one uses Skype anymore, mate, but that's okay.
Sky, not Skype.
I thought you said Skype.
Sky suck anyway. Edit that out though, in case the lawyers get involved.
I love it. There's no product placement here.
Not Sky, that's for sure.
Or defamatory language. Emma, you are top of the leaderboard.
Oh,
How do you
well
feel?
done.
Hey, Emma, way to go.
Congratulations.
Wow, thank you so much. I'll tell Rory to gloss over the middle section, but
Yeah.
it's good news.
There was no middle
Well
section.
done.
There was no middle section. Emma, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on. Have you got what you wanted from this session?
Yes, 100%. It was really good to get your perspectives on and actually see someone open an email. It's so weird because obviously I send so many. I've never seen anyone actually open it, which is really exciting to kind of see the immediate reaction and have Kate laugh, which was great. And just also how different people would like cope with obviously a cold call not going that well. So I'm quite keen to work on actually getting like the outcome that both people want and just asking like more direct questions rather than beating about the bush. It's like, realistically, you know what I'm trying to do. I have a job to do. Like, let's just be time efficient, basically. And in conclusion, I might need to start looking at like sales blogs or something because I don't know any of those stats at all.
You know what?
No, you don't. The only
The
person
point is, Emma, you don't need to know any of
worry
this
about
stuff.
it.
This is meaningless stuff that we just
Well,
play around with.
you're saying that, but undefeated.
we do. It's only useful in a game show like this with a limited lifespan.
Undefeated.
Yeah. Emma, you've done a great job today. Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for coming
Thanks
on.
for joining,
You
Emma.
learned
Well done.
plenty. It's been awesome,
Yeah.
awesome having you on. Chief,
Thank you so much
Kate,
for asking me.
Benjamin, have a great evening, everyone. Nice to see
Yeah,
you all.
you too.
And for
Very
everyone
good,
watching
guys.
and listening, check you on the next episode of The Pitching Point.
Thank you.
Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.